I'm not going to do the countdown, even though I like it. I'm
Uh-huh.
not going to do it because people were asking, "Why are you doing a countdown?" It's like just because it's something funny to
Yeah.
do. No reason other than
3, 2, 1.
Anyway, hey everybody. Welcome back to Misfit Quarter Scams is here. So is Andrew speaking, and we are live streaming. It is once again Saturday night, and I hope everybody is having a fantastic week, a fantastic weekend.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and once
Uh-huh.
again, I'm joined by my good buddy Avery. How you
Hello.
doing?
I'm good.
All right. So
I'm real good.
hold on a second. Someone's here. Christopher Brown's here. Hey, Chris. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I'm sure other people will chime in shortly. We do. You know what I realized? One of the reasons why my face ends up getting so bright because I get so close to the monitor, not just the light, the monitor itself, but it's because I can't read the damn chat. I got to get close enough to read it, and it's
you get washed out.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. I thought about like bringing up the chat on my phone and like sitting back away and reading the chat from my phone, if that would be better.
You know what? Or
what?
You go to Walmart, you buy one of those cheap, crappy $100 tablets and use it for that, and have it up on an arm right here on one of those stupid.
I've seen a lot of guys do that. So yeah, maybe that's a possibility.
Yeah, that way you have the chat box just fill up. You make the chat box fill up pretty much the entire screen.
Well, today is not the day to do that because I made very little money at the store today, and then I spent more money than I made today.
Oh, Andrew!
Somebody brought me in a collection of comics, and I purchased those, and then somebody brought me in a box of DVDs. And I'm in the process of doing a DVD sale, like $1 a DVD type of thing.
Ooh.
And he's like, well, I've got like 3 more in my car plus a box of games if you're interested. So I said, all right, let me go take a look. So I went and I looked, and all the movies seemed first rate. I mean, they're not part of his collection. He probably got them at a yard sale or something. But they all looked in really good condition. And the box of games, which I don't do games because I know nothing about them, were like 360 games and Xbox games, and I said, all right, how much do you want? And we worked out a deal, and I ended up buying it all. And then turns out it was about 300 movies and about 55 games.
Oh wow.
And my investment was a fraction. So, but
yeah, you know what, just research what games are popular and charge a couple of dollars more for those.
Yeah, well,
but keep them cheap.
There were some. I didn't bring the games with me. They're still at the store, but I know there was a couple of. What's the one with the It's like American history. Assassin's Creed. One of those. Creed. Yeah, there was a couple of those in there, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you could put them for like $10.
Yeah, I'll probably do like 2 or 3 and make my money back just off the games.
Yeah.
But all right, let me read the chat. Let me catch up on the chat, see who's here. Then I'll show you my little goodies I got for you. Okay. Manuel's here, of course. Manuel, hello, sir. How are you doing, my good friend? He says, "Happy good Saturday, good evening, Saturday night, Drew. Welcome." Dave says, "Hello, Drew and Avery. Happy Saturday. Thank you so much."
Hello.
Max is here. Hey, Max says, "Hello, chat." Andy's here. Andy says, "Hey, everybody." Draco 5826 is here and says hello, or says hi. Welcome to the show. Manuel says, "Good evening, Avery. Happy Saturday night."
What's up?
Max says, "Andrew, would you ever have a beer with a scammer?" That, I hate to say, probably will never, ever, ever happen. Not
in the 30 years I've known him, he's only ever had one beer with me.
And I didn't even finish it because it was gross.
He didn't even finish the beer because Andrew doesn't drink.
It don't drink, yeah. If it was a Diet Coke, maybe.
Yeah.
But so I would almost absolutely say I would never have a beer with a scammer ever.
Yeah. The only drinks I've ever seen you finish is Diet Coke and water.
Yeah.
I've never seen you drink all of it.
Well,
Oh wait, Gatorade.
My do that too. My parents on our wedding gave us a bottle of champagne, and my sister and my father had a bet going on whether or not I would drink any of it. And my sister ended up winning the bet because she said, "Did you have any of it?" I said, "Yeah, I put about this much in a glass and filled the rest with water." And then my wife drank the rest of it. Not that night. She didn't drink it all that night, but she
What was
eventually drank
champagne?
champagne.
It'd
Yeah,
be
just champagne.
it'd be easy to drink a bottle of champagne in a night. Like it's
Yeah,
not difficult.
I don't. I know she drank the rest of it, but I seriously doubt it was in that
Yeah,
single night.
but it wouldn't be difficult. It's not that much.
Yeah, my wife has way more experience with that kind of stuff than I ever have. But you could literally put all the alcoholic beverages I've ever drank in my life into one glass, and it probably would not be full. Just
Yeah.
simply because I've tasted stuff.
Yeah.
I actually even went over to Avery's house one night with me and Mike. We went over to his house, and
Yeah.
he wanted us to try. Was it like a lager or something?
Yeah, it was.
We tried a lager and something else, and I couldn't handle it. I was like, I can't. And my son, he was like, it's not bad, not bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was probably a stout because I tend to like really heavy lagers and stouts and porters.
Yeah, and I used to joke with my mother. I used to tell my mom, no cigarettes, no alcohol, no drugs, no sex. Well, 1 out of 4 is not bad. Never did 3 of those things. I really never ever did. Only one of them I ever do, and that's why I was married at 19 with a kid. Maybe had you guys gotten me into drugs earlier, I would have been better.
Yeah, maybe. I'm sorry I wasn't a bad enough influence on you.
That's right. That's right.
Because I want to be like, well, I've never done. Oh wait, I technically, yeah, I have done.
There's actually a funny story. I'll tell it only because they know who you are and who Todd is.
Mm-hmm.
But me and Romel went to go visit Todd in Atlanta, where he's going to college, and Avery was already there visiting with him.
Mm-hmm.
And when we showed up, we knocked on the door, and they opened the door, and it was how many other guys lived there? Because it was like a bunch of guys.
In that room, it was just Todd and Justin.
Oh, okay. But needless to say, when we walked in, there was a stench in the air. And I just assumed it was, guys,
Funk.
Funk. And Romel walked in and he was like, yeah, like he knew exactly what was going on. And I was completely, utterly oblivious.
No, we was high.
Yeah, I know. And it wasn't till guys, this is how bad I am. It was years and years later that they actually had told me, yeah, we were in there doing, we were doing this. And I was like, well, why didn't you guys tell me? And they said, because we knew you'd say no. And I said, you could have offered. And they said, because we knew you'd say no. And I said, oh, that's true, but you could have. They were like, we're not wasting anything on you ever. I'm just a horrible,
Oh yeah, I went up there and I stayed with Todd in the dorm for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And
you know what's so funny? I'm watching the lore games. I didn't watch it yesterday, so I was watching it this morning, and I'm yelling at my screen, "Go, yes, Mark Millar wrote old man Logan. Gosh, you guys, you needed me there. You needed me there to correct you." And Todd shows the picture of the 4 of us at the show. What he didn't tell you was what my caption was for that picture. And it was the fact that I realized I'm the elder of this group.
Yes.
And that's what they were referring to me as. We were on a quest to the Comic-Con, and I was the elder statesman of the group. I was the elder leader of the group.
You were their Gandalf.
Yes. And trust me, had I fallen ill, they would have left my ass behind.
Yes.
But we had a good time, and I'm glad to be back.
Oh, good.
So. All right, let me catch up on the chat real quick,
All
and then I'll show you these goodies I got for you. Draco says, "I don't know if you remember me, but I bought a Walking Dead comic from you a few years ago." Okay, well that's cool. Now I don't remember you.
Hours. hours
few
ago.
hours ago. Oh, okay.
So if you've sold Walking Dead comics today and you remember selling them,
Oh,
that's
and
awesome.
I sold a graphic novel, a Walking Dead
Yeah.
graphic novel. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah. Sorry, I can't read.
English. It's his first language, but he still has problems.
Yeah, I struggle. I struggle. Well, welcome to the show. I appreciate it. Manuel says, "Happy April Fool's Day." I completely forgot it was April Fool's today. I haven't fooled anybody on anything. I haven't read or seen anything that even tried to fool me. So I'm not 100% sure if anybody else knows today's April Fool's or not. But yes, thank you. Happy April Fool's to you as well. Manuel says, I'm doing good today. It was a warmer weather. Okay, excellent. Warmer for Louisiana. Very good. Pez is here. Hey, Pez. Welcome, my friend down under. He says, "G'day, everyone. Hope you all are doing well. Sunday morning down here in the Oz. Full fantastic. Pez is my friend who lives in the future. Love it. Manuel says, I got emails from the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes from Steve Harvey. That's funny. I need to get those emails. Rosie's here. Hey, Rosie, how's it going? Says, hello, everybody. Sorry I'm late. Typing with one hand because trying to help a wee bee. Be right back. Oh, okay. Winona's here. Hey, Winona says, hey, Drew. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Andy says, hey, Andrew, the scam you had the other day, his name was James. It was about a letter you sent to somewhere in New York. Anyway, he's going to call you again, and you said you had the third call from him. Yes, my third series of calls. I got more than 10 calls from him. The third series of calls was posted Thursday, the 30th. And that's pretty much it. The jig was kind of up with that series of calls. I had a great time with it. But yeah, James was such a trooper. I had such a good time talking to James. He was a complete piece of crap who was trying to steal my money and lie to me, but I at least had fun talking to him. So Michael's here. Hey, Michael. Michael says, got a scam call. At first, what sounded like a recording sentence in a female voice selected by the scammer, then passed to another just like it in a male voice. Scammer hung up when I asked a question. Yeah, they tend to panic when you ask them questions. So feel free to ask as many as you like. I also like asking. I wait for them to make a mistake, like if they get the day wrong or whatever. I like to just, whenever they make a mistake, I like to hound it. I like to keep asking about it. It's like, wait a minute, the message says this is about Medicare, and now you're asking about COVID tests. Are you sure you're calling me about the right? And I won't let it go. I keep asking questions, and it drives them crazy. So
how dare you not fall for it?
I know. Manuel says, I love your videos this morning. The scammer, the drawing was a good video. Okay, excellent. Yeah, this morning's video was Hero. So it's one of my favorites. Manuel, are you using two different IDs here? He says hello to Rosie Scottis, says good evening. And then Rosie says, okay, wee bee is in a glass jar with holes in the lid. Now the jar is lying down on a tea towel in the shallow plastic basket with my apron over the top to keep out the light and help the wee bee calm down. Oh, goodness. She says she spotted him walking about looking lost on her wee dog's blanket on the sofa. So she thought, you should be outside. So hubby popped him into the jar and put him outside. Oh, that was very nice of you. And when she said wee bee, I really thought she meant one of the pets, not an actual bee. But that's great. Okay. Oh, wait a bit. And then she says, then it dawned on me, it's the middle of the night and it's only 4 degrees Celsius here. Eek. Well, maybe that's the reason why the bee was in your house. Stay warm.
Yeah. That
so mean, Rosie. So mean.
Yeah, I think that could be lethal.
Manuel says, yes, I have another phone, my good Drew. Okay, excellent. Okay. He said, Winona says, my neighbor's husband died on January 1st. I've been helping her navigate scam calls because she's getting 35 a week. Yes, that happens when my when my father-in-law passed away, I know there's like some type of notification that goes out, and my mother-in-law was getting call after call after call, solicitation calls trying to get her to do something or do, and it was to the point they knew somebody in the family had passed away, and I think what they think is that, that means insurance.
Yeah.
You're going to get insurance money.
And they want to
So,
scam you out of it.
and so
Gross.
roofers came out, gutter people got gutter installation, home security people, and it was like left and right. It was like to the point where she was pulling her hair out. All these people calling and coming to the house, and it's like they know somebody passed away, which means somebody's getting money from something, and they want to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
It's like despicable people. You got to be careful. So Rosie says, had to go outside and bring him back in because thought he died, but after the holding in a jar a while, he's warmed up again and is quite active. I don't think 4 degrees Celsius is good weather for bees, but
no.
You know what? I hate to say it. He's probably hiding somewhere, or he was hiding somewhere in the home where you didn't know where he was at.
Oh, yeah, like the hives in the wall or something.
Exactly. I would keep an eye out. Maybe even follow him and see where he goes in your home. Maybe you don't want to let him out, but ooh, yeah, that's scary. Rosie says, we'll get him wee drop of sugar water later before I go to bed, and he or she can fly away safely tomorrow. Okay, very good. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, we got another one. B. Bernieb. Scammers read the obituaries. Yes, I absolutely 100% believe that. Absolutely. Because they're despicable. And
I think that's just B. Bernie B.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people do that kind of stuff. Not just scammers, but people that want to try to sell you on stuff. They know you're going to get money. So,
never mind.
Oh, you were saying B. Bernie B.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were trying to pronounce it like a word.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. So, guys, you guys really want to confuse me? Change your names to something really silly, and I'll get lost. But all right, so check it out. Issue number 1.
Oh, cool.
Issue number 2.
Yep.
Issue number 3.
Yep.
And issue number 4.
Nice.
From the original limited series. So all 4 issues.
Very cool.
And I guess he did a second series.
I'm not sure.
Also, yeah, because this is issue 3 of the second series. And the art in here, it's still him, but I like it so much better than these 4 issues. Mm-hmm. It's tighter. It's a little bit more organized.
There's also a trade that collects some other stuff.
Thank you, dear. I appreciate it. Her damn cat came in, kept the door open.
I'll send you money for those.
No, you don't. You don't have to send me money.
Yes, I will.
But here's the other thing I got for you. You don't have to.
Oh, snap. Army of Darkness. Yeah.
Isn't that an awesome cover?
Oh, yeah. I have a copy of that on VHS, but it's not that cover. It's a different cover.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know. I got this from somebody at some point, and I put it aside for you. But then I couldn't remember if I put it aside for you or if you gave it to me. Yeah. But
no, I wouldn't have given it to you. I would have kept that.
Yeah.
I have bought that movie so many times.
Well, it would be so funny if this was, because actually there are people out there that collect and spend a lot of money on unopened VHS movies.
Yes.
And they actually do grading on them where they get them sealed.
Yeah, I think that bubble might have popped because it got some. It's the games. Never mind. It's the games that got exposed as kind of a scam.
So, nope. But I put that aside for you, and I thought you might like it.
Cool.
I'm gonna have to make another trip up there soon.
Yeah. Just ship it to me.
Well, we'll see.
I'll pay for shipping.
Well, actually, July we're going up that way for our trip to Missouri. So if I'm going that way, I'll have to check. I'll have to check and see if we've got time. If so, I just stop by and say hi and say hi to your mom. And I don't really want to visit with you, but
No.
you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But all right. Okay. B Bernie B says you got it. Okay, very good. Rosie says, I'm fairly certain he's come in from the garden with the cubby and Jade earlier because there are always bees around the shed inside. Think they live under it. I do love bees. Okay. As long as you have a good idea where he originated from and it's not inside your home. I mean, the shed, the garden, that type of thing might be okay, but you got to be careful with that. Manuel says, wow, awesome comic books. Yes. These are ones that...
Mm-hmm.
These are actually ones that Avery specifically said, if you put them aside for me. And I'm like,
yep,
I can do that. Darlene's here. Darlene says, hi, everybody. Keep busy. Help taking care of my mother. She is going in hospice. Oh, goodness. Heart, kidney, lung. Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I'm very sorry to hear that. You got to do what you got to do. It's family, so... Rosie says, Andrew, your drawing was fabulous. Please do more with your videos. It was fab. Okay. Actually, I already have another one scheduled for Tuesday. I'm thinking I didn't want to overwhelm you guys with drawing videos, which, I have a lot of video recordings that I've done. And the biggest problem is speeding up the drawing videos and finding a scam call that'll fit within the time frame of the drawing.
Yeah.
And
but with all your videos, you can chop them up and splice them all together. It's fine.
I know. Well, what's funny is the one that I have scheduled for Tuesday is me drawing one of my characters who I've named Hawkeye. So it's my version of Hawkeye. He's a character in the hero's story. And when I sped up the video and I got it to where I wanted it, it was 4.7 minutes long. So I went to my audio recordings and I looked for an audio recording that was 4.7 minutes long, and turns out I had 5 of them. So I had to pick the best one, and I ended up using I think it's like a credit card scammer call from like February of last year. Just one that I'd been sitting on, and I'm like, okay, that works. But bottom line is, I'm going to be making more of those. I'm going to try to schedule at least 2 a week. Saturday and Tuesday looks like the days I'm going to be posting those. I considered doing 3 calls a day, a regular call at 10 o'clock, a short at noon, and then a drawing one at 2. And my biggest issue with that is YouTube limits how many of your videos per day will get notifications.
Yes.
And I think that number is 3, which means if I had 3 videos scheduled for Saturday, nobody would get notified when I went live.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of defeats the purpose of doing it. Because I want notifications to go out. I want everybody to be aware when these videos post. So at this moment, the draw videos are being scheduled twice a week, Tuesdays and Saturdays. So and what's so funny, I was telling the wife tonight that I've gotten ahead on my videos. As a matter of fact, I'm already scheduled through this coming Thursday. So pretty much almost the entire week is already the videos are already done and already posted and just ready to go.
Nice.
And it makes me realize that I can go to bed early and I can be lazy. And then that Thursday is going to catch up to me very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to stay on top of it. So Sunday and Monday are the nights that I usually spend.
And staying ahead will come in handy on the days you have to make a road trip for MegaCon, or you're sick and you got the sniffles and you can't record.
Yep.
It'll come in handy.
Yep. And I need to make some what was it called? There's a term for it in comics, where they had issues where if your regular artist was running behind, they could just run an issue that was already done. It was in the can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those fill-in issues.
Well, there's a term for it, though.
Yeah, but exactly. They'd have those issues just sitting in a drawer. Yeah.
Right. And they could just if they were running late, they could do it that way. They could maintain their monthly schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I need to have like 5 or 10 of those
Yeah.
set
It'd
as
be
not just scheduled out into the future, but ready to go at any time that I need to.
Yeah.
You know,
Like at least 5.
yeah, at least
At least
5.
keep a bank of 5.
Yeah. So I gotta look into it.
Not a bad idea.
Nope. All right. Manuel says, yes, please, Drew. I love your drawings. Well, fantastic. I've got 3 that I'm working on. I did the I did the layouts already for 2 large illustrations and then 1 just like pinup illustration, and I laid them out. I did the initial sketch, the cleaned up sketch on the drawing. So now it's just a matter of digging in with the black ink and all. And that's the part I'll be recording. But I've got 3 that are on my board right now. And actually, Avery, I showed you the one with the mummy. I cleaned that one up a little bit and got it ready, and I'm so looking forward to doing it.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys can see.
Yeah, I can see it.
So you got the
mummy. Nice, dude. I like what you did with the alligator, dude.
The big, huge alligator creature in the background.
Yeah.
Of course, that's Crom right there, all ready to go, all barbarian out.
Nice.
So you got the alligator in the background, and then you got the mummy princess standing there with her big booty. She looks great. But originally that was supposed to be a triptych, 3 images together, and it was so huge it never got done.
Yeah.
So now I'm just combining it into 1 image, and
it'll get done.
Yeah, well, it's going to get done because I'm enjoying making the drawing videos for the Scam channel.
Yeah, good.
So that's what it should be for. So, yep. So
plus it helps make your Scam channel audience aware of your art, and if they like it, maybe they'll be looking forward to finally releasing the color version of Hero.
One of these days, it's going to happen. I don't know if I told you the story or not. I have a kid that comes into the store with his dad, and he always asks me, have you printed your book yet? Are you ready to print your book? You ready to sell or do you have copies of your book yet? And every time he comes in, I tell him, no, not yet. But I tell him, I said, keep asking me. And every time he walks in the door, he's ready to ask me. And I turn to him and say, nope, not yet, but keep asking me. And he thinks it's hilarious. Kids are so easy. They're so easy to impress.
Well, one day he'll walk in the store and you'll be like, yes, here it is.
Here it is. That's right. Oh man, I had a really funny story. I had 2 young ladies walk into the store today, and when I say young ladies, might be 20 somethings, maybe 18, 19, somewhere in that range. Not children, but old enough to where I know I would call them young ladies. And they saw on the back over the TV is the wraparound cover I did for the color version of Hero Book 1. And the one girl said, I recognize this character. Who is this? And I told her it's my character from my book. And she went, were you set up at the library several years ago? And I said, yes. She said, I bought the book from you then. And she was like, I was a little kid and I bought it from you and I loved it. And I'm like, oh, geez.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, she remembered me. And I told her, I said, well, now you know where to come in the future, and I'll have copies one of these days.
Awesome.
So, but she told me that her younger sister, loved it, thought it was great, and she was like, okay. So now you know where to go to get it when it finally does come out.
Yeah, when the color version comes out.
Yeah.
Because all the artwork's done.
It is, but I'm anal retentive and had to change things. So that's just the way it goes. It's the way it goes. All right. Rosie says, oh no, Darlene, I'm so sorry. We'll keep you both in our prayers, sending hugs, virtual hugs. Darlene says, thank you, Rosie. Winona says, you can just remind us about your live videos at the end of your drawing videos. Well, that's true too. if I, I'll tell you guys a secret. Doing one video a day was my original commitment to the channel. One video a day, every day, all year round. That was my commitment. And then I started doing the shorts. And since probably early January, so it's been a while now. It's been going on to the third month. I was doing 2 videos a day, with the shorts being technically the second video. I don't want to commit to a third video a day and then fall behind and not do it.
That would be easy to do.
It would be.
It wouldn't take much of a hiccup to totally get you way behind.
Right. So right now, what's so funny is when I tell you that I've got scheduled videos out all the way through Thursday, so for the next 4-5 days, I don't have shorts scheduled out that far.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I have to make a short tonight for tomorrow because I don't have a short for tomorrow.
Ooh.
So I've already handicapped myself when it comes to my scheduling. But shorts are really easy to do. I mean, sometimes I literally have calls that are less than a minute long that I can make into a short, or I have longer form videos that I can cut a section out and make it into a short. So it's not an issue of having the material. It's just a matter of having it ready and having it scheduled and and having it on time. But the longer form videos are all scheduled through Thursday. And there's some good ones coming. I had a couple where I just had such a ball screwing with these guys. I literally have one call. I mean, I know I tell you guys that I get calls after calls all the time. I literally have one call where the guy sounded like he was asleep. And I'm like, dude, do you need to have some coffee and wake up? And he's like, no, I'm okay. And I said, do you want to call me back when you're more, able to talk? And he's like, yeah, I'll call you back. No problem. I said, okay, well, you go do that. So I hung up with him, and literally the phone rang right after that. And I went right into the next call. And this guy was a lot more lively. And I even told him, I said, yeah, the last guy I was talking to, because they were literally calling about the same thing. I said, the last guy I talked to sounded like he was asleep. You're much more active and happy, and I'm glad you're here calling me.
The happy scammer.
Yeah, you know what's so sad is there are times that I treat these people like they're actually humans when we all know they're not.
They're not.
They are despicable. I haven't followed back up on it. I had somebody post a comment on one of my videos telling me these people are just doing their jobs. They're trying to make a living. And what he was saying is that, and it was specifically about the ones where they call you and they say, hey, do you want to hear about insurance or whatever? And then we'll have somebody call you back, or I'll transfer you to an agent and all. The person commented that, this is a legitimate thing. This is them trying to get there's leads, trying to get leads. And I'm like, I have had too many of these calls to think that this is legitimate. These people, number one, they're targeting elderly people. They specifically say they're reaching out to senior citizens. They're trying to take advantage of those people.
Yeah.
Number two, they're calling somebody on the national do not call list. Why are they doing that? Because they can get away with it. The agents can't do it, but they can get away with it.
Yep.
And they're horrible, horrible people. And the amount of time that I spend screwing with them and they keep calling back, if that's not an indication to everybody out there that they are nothing but scammers, then I don't know what else is. But the person was commenting on one of my videos, just kind of like they heard it for the first time. And it was like, they were like upset that I would call it a scam when they were trying to just do their job. And all I'm thinking to myself is, there are evil, ugly people out there just doing their jobs. It's the bottom line. They're horrible. So, all right, let me go check back in here real quick. Let's see. Manuel says, I still emailed from scammers every day. I don't click on the email websites, my good friend Drew. Good, very good. Winona says, your secret's safe with us. Oh, okay. Excellent. I reveal so much about myself. It's scary. I got to be careful. Bill's here. Hey, Bill. How's it going? Says hello, everybody. Each and every one. Purple turquoise waving. Rosie says hi to Bill. Manuel says good evening, Bill. Happy Saturday night. Happy April Fool's Day. Pez says good day, and he also says good day to Rosie. Rosie says, ooh, you're right, Manuel. April 1st. Yep. Well, Pez is living in the future, so he's already gotten through it. So there's no alien invasion happening right now because Pez is alive and doing well. So he would know. He would know if something like that was happening. See, Avery's thinking to himself, what the hell is Andrew talking about? Didn't they do a live broadcast or a live reading of H.G. Wells' The Day the Earth, not The Day the Earth Stood Still, but the War of the Worlds? And people got into a panic because they thought it was real.
Yes.
So
the first time that it was done as a radio play, yes.
Yes. I don't think that was done on April 1st. It might have been. I don't think it was, but that's what I was referring to. There's some gullible people out there. You never know. We got enough AI art out there that people could actually show AI generated video and people might believe it.
Did you see the article about an AI chatbot talked a guy into killing himself?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. All right, let me see what else is going on here. Bill says Ishmael had a scammer on that fell asleep and started snoring. That's hilarious. Now, I don't know how far ahead in India or Pakistan they are. I mean, I'm sure it's several hours, but I always find it funny when it's like 9 o'clock in the morning and they're saying good evening to me, and I'm like, well, what time zone are you in? You know, what time? What time is it where you're at right now? You know. Pez says good day to Manuel. Manuel says hey to Pez. Good day. Rosie says April 2nd here now, but I haven't heard about a single thing this year. Usually the newspapers and TV pull pranks because 1 year ago made a famous short showing how spaghetti was grown on trees. Now that's funny. My job, my normal regular, you know why I think everybody's not really doing anything April Fools? It's because it's Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
If it was a weekday, more people would probably be doing stuff.
Well, that in reality right now has gotten so weird. Who can top what's actually going on?
That is true. My company, what I do for my company is we do a lot of analytics and all, and we have a lot of reports that are set up. And last year on April 1st, I forgot what day it landed on, but my boss and I went in and we changed a bunch of the heading titles to Spanish and French and Italian. So if they went to, instead of it saying date or month, whatever for the filter that they have, it would say whatever month or in whatever language we picked. And we were joking, says let's see how long it takes for somebody to notice that it's in Spanish or in French or whatever. And there were a couple of people that picked up on it right away. So we got emails really very, very soon after we did it. So we were like, okay, they're paying attention, so that's good. It's good to know they're doing their jobs and looking at the reports. But we've actually talked about doing something more devious, like having a pop-up come up that says, you've deleted the whole page. The whole page will be removed in 5 seconds or something, and have it really panic them or make them panic. And we skipped it this year because April 1st was on Saturday.
Yeah.
Maybe you know what I'll do next year. I'll send out my 2-week notice on April 1st and say April Fools, and then say no, just kidding.
I quit.
Both the wife and my daughter have convinced me to hold off at least until next year. Retiring, I really, really want to. But
you got to grow the channel some more.
Yeah, I got to go grow the channel, but I also got to get through the daughter's wedding, which is in April of next year.
Yes, so that's expensive.
I told the wife I would stick it out at least till then.
Yeah.
I want to move on, guys. I really want to do something
Gotta
else.
grow the channel more so the channel makes some.
Yes,
makes some
yes,
monies.
yes. Got to keep growing the channel. Got to keep giving you guys a little bit of new stuff every single day.
Absolutely.
I hope everybody that subscribes to the channel, that watches it regularly, is enjoying it. I hope I get a lot of great comments. I get a lot of great comments from you guys, and I appreciate everybody who comes in on this chat on Saturday night and contributes and follows along and asks questions and interacts with each other. I think that's absolutely freaking fantastic. I absolutely love it. And I'm just glad everybody's here, and I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody who gets these type of calls either hangs up on them or screws with them like I do.
Share and screw.
Share and screw. That's right. No, screw and share. You got it backwards, Avery.
Oh, God, sorry. Screw and share.
Oh.
Yeah,
I know. Oh, so I started looking into making MCS news videos again using the Legos. And I almost recorded the audio for the guy, and I'm like, no, this is definitely an Avery character. Peter Powers is definitely
Peter Powers.
Yeah, but I dug up all the old the animation videos.
Yeah, so. You need to look. You need to look into finding that AI that'll do the mouths for you.
Well, I mean, what I did works fine.
Yeah, but this would be even easier.
Well, I'll have to look into it. I'm afraid of AI a little bit. Yeah.
Well, it is gonna rise up and kill us all. I mean, we've all seen Terminator and Matrix. It's gonna happen. Like, these are the days before Skynet.
Yes.
That's exactly where we're at. Just gotta live it up while you can before the Armageddon.
One of the things about the scammers, the modern day scammers, is that most everybody knows if you're talking to somebody with a foreign accent, that there's a really good chance it's a scammer. If they start using AI and start having more American sounding reactions.
Dude, did you hear that AI rap song Todd played for us?
Oh, yeah, I heard. Yeah,
that sounded. That was AI. There was no people talking, but that sounded exactly like Jay-Z rapping with Q-Tip. You could not
take your word for it. I wouldn't have been able to tell.
Like, I even was like, dude, that sounds like Q-Tip with him. Oh, that sounds like Jay-Z. Like, if you told me that was the new Jay-Z joint with Q-Tip on, I'd have been like, yeah, okay, I believe you.
It's scary. It's scary. So, I think Tim Pool was talking about it, how there's an AI out there right now that can take a 3-second clip and mimic the voice to where they could convince people that it's you just after listening to a 3-second audio clip of
you. Dude, deep fakes and stuff are gonna get real look like it's gonna be hard to tell.
Think of what's gonna happen when scammers start using that technology.
It's gonna be hard.
You know?
They're gonna be able to spoof you with like someone calling you and asking information.
Yeah, that's really scary.
Spoof someone if they want to target you specifically, they'll use someone you personally know's number, use somebody you personally know's voice. Because how many of us these days, our voice is on the internet? Because we put our home movies on the internet. Even people who aren't internet celebrities have videos of themselves on the internet talking. They have their home movies. They have, it's out there.
So, in other words, if you get a call from my mother and she's telling you that she needs your help to get me out of jail, and if you could wire her some money,
no,
you wouldn't do it, would you?
Oh God! Even if it was real, I wouldn't do it. I'd laugh.
Oh, that kind of thing happens, though.
Yeah.
My wife's grandmother almost got taken by a guy who called and claimed that they were calling about Mike and that he was in jail in New York, and she knew we were going on a trip to New York.
Yeah.
And started to panic and actually called my wife to say, is Mike in New York? And she said, no, they don't go until October. And she's like, well, I got a guy calling me, telling me he's in jail in New York. So it's happening. But if they could have a little bit more realism
which it's going to be very easy and very inexpensive to do. While all this AI stuff is cool for small independent creators,
Yeah.
because it's going to allow small indie creators to create higher and higher quality stuff to where it can compete with big budget production. It's
Yeah.
also going to make it easy for people who would use it for less ethical reasons.
Yep, it's gonna happen. It's
yeah.
almost guaranteed. We can
Yes.
put it out there right now that they will eventually use AI in some manner to try to scam you and
Yeah.
take advantage of you.
Yeah.
Good God, people, please be very careful when people call you or when they email you or when they text you.
Mm-hmm.
If it sounds too good to be true, if you question, even if there's a little bit of you that questions it, don't believe it. Don't believe it.
Yeah.
Even I always find it funny when the ones that call that claim to be from my cable provider or my electrical provider. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh God, you guys got to try harder than that. You got to say you're from some company. You can't just say I'm calling from your electric provider. I know you're a scammer right there.
I had one
You know?
yesterday that actually got my location correctly.
Oh yeah, they can do that.
Yeah, but a lot of times you talk about, you've had ones that couldn't.
Yeah, yeah.
This one knew, but I was screwing with them anyway. I was doing like this old man voice. I was just like, what? Do what? Where am I? You're in Georgia, sir? What? I'm in Georgia. Would you let it? And then they go on the spiel. I go, well, in the home I'm in, man comes in and changes my sheets and then he touches me inappropriately.
That is
How
so
old are you?
mean.
Then they hung up.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let me check out what's going on because I'm missing the chat. Andy says, Drew, your credit card scammer yesterday was one of the best. I love messing with them on those. Fantastic. Yeah, the credit card scammers are like the longest running scam calls I get. I don't get them nearly as often as I used to. I used to literally get them 2 or 3 times a day. Now it's maybe 2 or 3 times a week, but I love it when they call. Rosie says hi to Pez. Darlene says, I changed the calendar month for the bank teller. That's funny. Pez says, ha ha ha, true. Rosie says, War of the Worlds. Yep. We got to go back a little ways. She says, absolutely panic caused people fleeing their homes. And then she says, no, for some reason. I don't know. It says, oh my, she goes, OMG, Avery, that's awful.
Yeah, about the guy Minecrafting himself.
Yep.
The AI.
Rosie says, Darlene, you saved the bank teller from being confused. In the shop I work in, I remember no one had altered the wall clock one year. What a shift that was. What do you mean? What do you mean it's my lunch break? I go around the house when the time changes and try to adjust all the manual clocks, and the one that I always forget, and my wife just did it like just yesterday, was my mother-in-law's car, the clock in her car. It's just the one I always forget to do, but we got her straightened out. So Darlene says, hope people got their lunches. Yep. Bill says, take the red pill. We're going to be living in the Matrix soon enough. Don't worry. Either that or Terminator.
That or we already are living in the Matrix and it's about to crash.
Yeah, that's true too. Rosie says, it was a very confusing day. Oddly enough, I used to complain about the noise in shops until we had a sponsored silence for an hour one weekend. Turns out the noise might have been us on checkouts. Okay. You know what I used to find funny about when I was a kid? I didn't find it funny, really, because it could easily happen to anybody. But when I was a kid, I used to always find it funny when the time change happened, and I went to church with my parents. And because the time change always happened Saturday into Sunday, how many people showed up an hour late for church?
Probably a lot.
It used to trip me out sitting there watching the people come in as we're wrapping up, and I was like, somebody forgot to set their clocks back or forward. So forward is what it was. I know that's mean, but as a kid, as a child, I found pleasure in little things when I was in church, sitting there, wondering when it was going to end. Yeah, it was bad. Anyway. Oh, Betty's here. Hey, Betty. Says, hi, Misfit Corner Scams and everyone in chat. Hello, ma'am. Welcome to the show. Rosie says, all the chatting to customers, I miss it terribly. Manuel says, I got text message from scammers telling me I qualified for food stamps, $30 a month. That doesn't seem like a lot, does it? Rosie says hi to Betty. Betty says hi to Rosie. Manuel says hello to lovely Betty. Happy Saturday night. Rosie sends Betty a smiley face. Pez says good day to Betty. Betty says hello to Manuel. Happy Saturday to you too. Rosie says to Manuel, be careful with those people. Oh, he knows. Trust me, he knows. Manuel is very up on knowing how to identify a scam. And I not that I'm saying I helped with that a lot, but I know he has talked about it in the conversations where he recognizes them. Manuel is probably one of the people that's on top of it from the beginning. So I think he's good. And trust me, I think, Manuel, if you ever get a call or an email or a text and you question whether it's legit, you can reach out to anybody here. Reach out to me. My mother-in-law every now and then will bring me her phone and say, I just got this message here, this text message. Is this a scam? I'll be like, well, let's take a look and find out. We will always be there to help. So no, not a problem whatsoever. Betty says, good day to Pez. Bill says, I just watched the video on scam hostages. Okay. I bet you that has more. It's very similar to the your son-in-law or your grandson's in jail. Manuel says happy April Fool's Day to Betty. Betty says hi to Bill. Bill says to Betty says to Manuel, laugh out loud. Bill says hey to Betty. Betty says good old man voice, laugh out loud.
Thank you.
Yes, very impressive, Avery. I just really wish you would record them and share them with us.
You know what? If I ever do record them, I'll give them to you. And let you do what you want with them on your channel.
Please do. Please.
I won't get into the scam game. I'll just contribute to your channel.
Okay, that sounds good. Darlene says, I worked in retail and food business for several years. Also did some temp office work. Oh, back in the day. I got into more analytic stuff, reporting and forecasting and stuff like that, and got out of the retail end of my day-to-day. I do retail on the weekends for my store, but I enjoy the hell out of that. So technically it's not really a job. It's just a lot of fun. So I know what you mean. Bill says, have you ever watched the Screaming Skull movie from 1958? I have not. Have you?
No, I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. Bill says, have you? Oh, okay. He was correcting it. Nope. I've never seen it. He's heard of it, but I've never seen it. Neither has he. Winona says, I like your channel because you can feel famous when you read our text out loud. Well, then great, because I love doing it. It's a challenge, and it's a challenge I give to myself to read all my texts, read all the comments. So I try very hard. Bill says, have you ever watched the Screaming? Okay, I think he repeated that. Okay. Rosie says, Darlene, me too. I'm tempted in office I temped in the office while at uni and then in a supermarket more recently for years. I know it can be horrible, but I do miss the regular customers. That's one of the things. That's one of the things I really enjoy about my store in the flea market is I have a lot of regulars that come in, if not every week, every other week. I know a lot of them by name. I talk to them. There was this one lady that comes in. She always comes in with her granddaughters, and the granddaughters are, if I had to guess, 10 to 12, like in that range. And they always come in and they're always looking for something cute that they want to buy. And one weekend she came in with just the youngest one. And I said, hey, where's the other one? Where's the older one? She was telling me about how she was in a science fair thing where she won and got to go on to the next level. Uh-huh. And she was doing the science fair project thing. And I said, oh, that's cool. That's very cool. Well, the next time she came in, when the oldest one walked in and said, "Hey, how'd that science fair thing go?" She was like shocked I knew all about it. And she told me, she said, "Yeah, we placed and we're going on to that." And I'm like, "That's great. That's fantastic." I try very hard to remember their names, their stories, and talk to them about it, because
that's what creates that's what creates a loyal customer base.
Oh yeah. And then I have ones where I see the guy, or I see the people all the time, and either don't know their name or didn't remember it. I had one guy today who has come into my store 100 times. He's even traded in stuff, and he brought in stuff to trade, and I gave him some credit, and I went, "James," and he said, "Russell," and I was like, "Damn." I'm not ever going to forget now. I will never forget
Russell. Now. You'll always remember.
I'll remember it now. He's got his own little Excel page in my sales catalog where his credit is kept. The information is kept. So what I did a couple of years ago, I did a raffle for my anniversary, and you won't believe this, but I completely forgot my anniversary this year. It was in March. I forgot what day my anniversary setting up at the flea market. I totally forgot about it. But the year before and the year before that, what I did is I did a raffle ticket thing where I gave away something. And if you made a purchase, you got a ticket. And then I got to ask you, "What's your name?" So I wrote your name on the ticket that went into the jar. That's how I started learning people's names, by saying, "What's your name?" "John." "Okay." "Denise." "Okay." "Avery." "Okay." Got it. So I learned people's names that way.
Yeah.
It's a good way to do it. If you ever have a small business and something.
Is that why you got my name tattooed on your ass?
Well, I liked it so much. All right, let me see what's going on here. Rosie says, "Bill, was it the Peter Cushing movie?" Okay. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, the Screaming Skull. I just looked it up.
Oh, okay.
I already closed the page.
Saskia's here. "Hey, how's it going?" Says, "Hi, Drew. Nice to see you again. Almost missed it. Hi, Rosie and Betty. Happy April Fool's Day." Happy April Fools. Michael says, "Have you done the grandson in jail calls yourself on the channel?" I don't think I've honestly ever gotten one. My wife's grandmother had gotten it, but I don't think I've ever gotten it. So that'd be interesting. I'm sure it's in the library of scams coming my way, because they try everything. But I don't honestly think I've ever gotten one of those. I know they exist, so we'll have to keep an eye out for it. Manuel says, "My niece tells me to watch scammers in 2020 and how to start learning about it. My good friend Drew." That's fantastic. That was good that she helped. Rosie says, No, it's a Russ Conway movie. Just Googled it. Don't think I've seen it. Is it any good?" Well, we'll have to ask. Find out. Manuel says, "I asked my niece. The screenshots I send to her." Oh, okay. So she helps you. Fantastic.
That's good.
Yep, that's very good. Rosie says hi to Saskia. Says, how's your week been? Virtual hug. Pez says good day to Saskia. Darlene says, "I worked at the police station at age 17, typing up reports for court cases. Not fun having to listen to foul-mouthed policemen all day." My dad, he retired from the military as a master chief, and then he got his degree and then went back to work for the military. And his position was, if you looked at what he did, it was like a legal secretary. But he was involved in a lot of typing up reports and stuff like that. And from time to time, he was responsible for gathering all the data and the reports for people who were being court-martialed. And some of the stories he told me, oh my gosh, they were some of the things people in the military did and got court-martialed over were
crazy foul,
despicable, absolutely despicable. And he had to, in some cases, he had to actually go to court because he was the one that handled the documents. He was like one of those, he could be called as one of the people to testify based on, the reports that they translated, or not translated, but recordings that they made into paper recordings.
Transcribe.
Transcribe. I knew there was a word. I was getting there. I knew it existed. Thank you, Avery. I knew it existed. But yeah, and some of the ones he told me, it was very disturbing.
Yeah.
And he actually told me a story about one that he and my mom were supposed to go on vacation, and they got word about somebody that he had helped put in jail in Leavenworth for a while, was out and living in the area that they were supposed to go on vacation, and they changed their mind about going to that. Look, it was like South Carolina or something, and they changed their mind about doing it because he knew the guy lived there and knew who he was.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that's crazy. I don't think anything ever happened, but my dad, he just had that strange feeling.
Like you don't want to risk bumping into that guy because they're that foul and dangerous.
Yes. I mean, somebody that went to Leavenworth for doing bad things. Yeah. But yeah. Okay, let me see.
Because sometimes in the military, you got to do a lot to get kicked out that way. Like you got to do something really foul.
Well, they're not all saints, you know. They're people too. Bill says to Rosie, John Hudson as Eric Whitlock, Peggy Weber as Jenny Whitlock. I don't know who any of those people are.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the cast either when I looked it up.
Oh, okay. Richard's here. Hey, Richard, how's it going? He says, I get calls from Indian scammers who say I can get COVID tests and Medicare will pay for it. What do they do with Medicare numbers in India? Well, to be honest with you, they can bill Medicare for services that you're obviously not getting and cash in on it. It's a very popular thing called Medicare fraud.
Yeah.
All they need is your personal information. I always get really, really nervous when they ask you, what's your doctor's name? Where's your doctor located? Because they will actually fill out requests and orders for Medicare using your own doctor's information. So giving them your information, your valid Medicare information, your name, your address, your phone number, your date of birth, all that stuff can be used by them to bill Medicare for services you're not getting in order to cash in on it. So absolutely never, ever, ever give anybody calling you up and saying, hey, I'm calling to offer you free this and free that. They're fishing for your personal information. By God, no, don't give it to them. You know, if you need something from your doctor or you need something from Medicare, please contact them yourself. Don't just take these people calling you out of the blue. And I guarantee you, 100% guarantee you, that number that shows up on your phone that they're calling from is a spoof number that they're calling from. They're using somebody else's number to hide their identity and their location. Richard, I swear, they are evil. They target people on Medicare because they target elderly and senior citizens. That is the group of people they target the most, and Medicare fraud is a real thing. Yeah. Rosie says, Darlene, virtual hug, not a great atmosphere when so young. Yep. Bill says, has anyone made a movie about scammers? I don't think so. I know there's movies out there, at least recently, about there was one that was about a girl who was talking to her mom, and her mom got kidnapped in another country, and she was using like video security footage and all, and the movie looks like it was filmed entirely on a computer, but I don't know if they've ever done. I'm sure there's something out there with scammers. That'd be interesting. We'll have to look into that. Hey, maybe we could do that. Saskia says, a great hobby is knitting. Love making blankets, but love to listen to all kinds of scam baiting podcasts. But Drew is one of my favorite. Oh, thank you. Rosie says, Bill, what about Catch Me If You Can? Oh yeah, that's that's more of forgery and bank fraud, but it's a fantastic movie. And the crazy thing about it is it's a true story. That person actually does exist, actually did that stuff, and has actually made a lot of money afterwards working for the FBI. That's a fantastic movie. Tom Hanks and what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio. It's also got what's his name? Oh my gosh, I can't believe the guy that plays his father. Um,
Who? What? Where?
Leonardo DiCaprio's dad. It's
In what?
Catch Me If You Can.
I don't know.
Oh jeez, I'm so horrible with names. You guys know that.
I saw that movie once.
I've seen it a couple of times. Yeah.
Years and years ago, and I don't remember much about it.
All right. Darlene says, nope, not fun. Went to McDonald's next to work. Met my hubby to be there. Oh, okay. Very nice. I met my wife in high school. Yeah, I've known her since then. I got her corrupted when she was in high school, so.
Oh. Say it more creepy.
Last time I said it, and we were joking and laughing on the lore games, she actually came into the room and said, "What are you talking about me?"
Oh.
she was literally standing in the doorway. I heard you talking about me. What were you saying?
Oh, no.
Rosie says, Saskia, my mother-in-law was a great knitter. I love to knit, but not good at it. No skill at all, but love it. I knitted a wee dog a blanket, knitted lots of wee squares, and sewed them together. That's cool. Yeah, my family, there's a lot of people with skills like that. My mom's a quilter. My wife does a lot of sewing and stitching and stuff like that. Me, I'll stick to drawing. Manuel says, my niece, she helps me out, Drew, but she's my older niece. Okay, very good, very good. Michael says, I've been getting a lot of those police donation fund calls. Seems to be their popular new method. Get lots of those.
Yeah, those have been around for a long time. They come and they go in waves.
Yep. Rosie says, Darlene, that's fate. I love that virtual hug. I met my hubby outside the cinema in the queue to see Wrath of Khan. Not too many Trek fans around here back then, pre-next gen. Oh, that's cool. Bill says another silly movie was City of Silence. Tumbleweed started to attack a married couple starring Eddie Albert and June Havoc. Wow. Bill is really up on some of these older movies. Yeah. You know what? I read an article, Avery. It was like talking about the 10 most popular Twilight Zone episodes that were actually the inspiration for movies. Poltergeist, Chucky, Child's Play. They were all inspired by Twilight Zone episodes. I had no idea. There was the one with, I think it's Nicole Kidman, The Box, where they get a button, and if you press the button, you get $1 million, but somebody somewhere in the world dies.
Oh, that's
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Cameron Diaz.
It's
that guy that can't come back in the country directed that. What's his name? Roman Polanski.
Yes. Well, that was inspired by a Twilight Zone episode.
There's also some H.P. Lovecraft stories that inspired some Twilight Zone episodes.
Isn't that crazy? That's awesome. Bill says, what's the difference between spoofing and phishing? Spoofing, from what I understand, I'm not an expert on this, is where the number that shows up, the telephone number that shows up, is a number that they put in themselves. It shows up as being they're stealing somebody else's telephone number. Phishing is the act of trying to phish and get your personal information. Where they call and they're trying to get your date of birth, your address, your phone number, or they already know your phone number, your name, and all your personal information. They're phishing for personal information that they can do bad things with.
Yeah, like when they send you an email that's supposed to look like it came from your bank.
Yes.
And it wants you to log in, or it looks like it came from Facebook and it wants you to log in because somebody got into your Facebook. Log in and double check.
Right.
Don't use that email.
Don't use the link because they're trying to get your ID and password from you. My mother-in-law fell for one of those where she got the email and she tried logging in and she couldn't remember the password. It kept failing. And I was like, what are you doing? You're not even on the website. And she's like, this is the link they sent me. And I'm like,
no, that's a fake phishing site.
But luckily she's really, really bad with passwords. So Rosie says, Bill, there's a channel here called Sci-Fi Channel with lots of classic movies. It's fabby. Do they still have the Sci-Fi Channel here? I'm sure they do.
It
My
might,
wife used to like watching the Sci-Fi
yeah.
Channel.
It might be something different though on YouTube. It might be, but it could be the same thing.
Didn't they change the name to Sci-Fi, or they changed the name of the
They
Sci-Fi
changed the way it was
Channel?
spelled.
Yeah, yeah. Bill says, Rosie, I used to watch the channel. Maybe how I found those movies. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Saskia says, Drew, you're awesome in drawing. Well, thank you. Thank you. See, now my head's getting huge. All these compliments. I appreciate it, guys. Rosie says, Bill, virtual hug. We love those vintage films. They are the whole series here, too. Darlene says, Christopher Walken. Yes, Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken. How could I forget Christopher Walken? I mean, good God, he was in Pulp Fiction. He was in, God, so many movies. You know, he played Frank Abagnale, which was Leonardo DiCaprio's father in the movie. Fantastic actor. Love him. Rosie says, Rocky Jones, Space Ranger is fab, Bill. Classic sci-fi and fab. Rosie says, and there are lots of them. And then Rosie says, channel called Pizza Flix is worth a look. Tons of classic TV, whole series like Bonanza, I Love Lucy, etc. Oh, very cool.
Oh yeah.
And Bill says more cowbell.
That's part of why I like Tubi, because like I think it's Tubi that has like all of Dark Shadows.
Right.
It has like the Carol Burnett show. Dude, that show's so good.
That's crazy. I haven't watched any of those in so long.
Dude, the Carol Burnett show is really good.
All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and wrap up. I caught up with the chat, so woohoo to me. Thank you guys once again for joining us. We've been going for a little over an hour, and I try to keep it at an hour if I can. But I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Hope everybody has a safe week, a productive week. And once again, as I always say, if you get calls like the ones I get, either hang up on them or screw with them like I do. Enjoy. All right, everybody, have a great week, and we'll catch y'all next time. Bye, Avery. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
All right.